Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for yet another match of Super Rugby Pacific. This one should be a very entertaining one. It's in Fiji for the Fijian Drua taking on the Highlanders, and I'm very excited to see exactly how this match does end up going because at the end of the day, the Fijian Drua, for the first time, they've got a home crowd, and that should be absolutely awesome. And also, yo, what up, my peeps? There's Paddy Wagon. Also, we have got Hex in the chat and Lottie. We're only a few minutes away from the kickoff of this matchup. And I am quickly pulling up the game now, but hope you guys are all doing well. If you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. But yeah, it's going to be a pretty entertaining game. Unfortunately, I believe there were rumors that it was going to be possibly wet for this game, but it doesn't look too bad at the moment. So hopefully it is going to stay that way throughout the matchup as well. But yeah, do let me know your score predictions, ladies and gentlemen, for this game. The Highlanders, they are in their away kit for this matchup, wearing the maroon kind of color there. And hi, says Hex as well. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. And hope you are excited for the game. But looking through at the Fijian Drua lineup, Hatit, Dolokoto, and Solo as the front row, Rarasia, and Roitui Solia there as the 4-5. Then Tamani's actually starting in at 6, Diri Alangi 7, and Sharika Avida number 8. I believe Joe Tamani initially was going to be coming off the bench, so a little bit of a change there for the Fijian Drua late in this one. And looks to be a good crowd. And looks like they're playing the Southland Stags. And there's Namani, Tela, Habosi, Ravovo, and then Avota, Ravotamada, and Atalia, and Tom Petty is a legend. And there's says Paddy Baggin, but we are going to go like this and go like this as well. There we go. So that is the lineup for the Fijian Drua. So the late change, that does bring in Salawa as the number 20, and Akinaveri still 16, Salvoli, Tawake, Nasila Sila, then also the back replacements that they have got. But now, okay, they're already making their way out onto the field. This is going to be a very exciting one. We're a little bit later on starting this live stream, but we had a couple technical difficulties, as always, that we did have to deal with relatively quickly. But the Highlanders, well, that's a good crowd in Fiji for this matchup, and it's absolutely awesome to have rugby back in Fiji. And the Highlanders, they are going to be taking them on. Do Ben Smith play? Says Lottie, not for this game, but I know that he is talking about making a comeback from retirement, I believe it was, for Ben Smith. So who knows, maybe we get to see him in the future. I don't know whether or not he'll go Highlanders, though. He might end up going for someone else that is a little bit easier on the body, and maybe a side that are going a little bit better in the competition at the moment. But I'm about to sneeze, unfortunately. But that is going to be now the Fijian Drua making their way out. First time in front of a home crowd for this competition. If you don't like Tom Petty, you need to sit down and have a good think. I have no idea who that is. So I guess I'm all right there. Hey, good morning from South Africa. How's it, Hamish? Says Carl Peterson. Doing very well, mate. And I hope you are excited for this matchup. It is at ANZ Stadium in Fiji. Brilliant crowd for this game. Just looking around, there's an umbrella in the background. Actually, there's about 4 umbrellas throughout there, but the sun is actually currently out, which is pretty awesome to see. The Fijian Drua now going to greet them. He's a singer. Tom Petty. Can't think of him at this stage. I've probably heard something that he's done in the past, but now the Fijian Drua, they're going to be challenging the Highlanders. We're going to go like that. There we go. I'll just centralize myself a little bit more. But the Highlanders also going to be leading the haka now. It is Falau Fakatava. The crowd are cheering for the Highlanders at this stage. The answer for that. And there I'd say, well, it's nice knowing you. Also, we're going to be excited for today's URC match, Stormers versus Leinster today. And yeah, we are hopefully going to be covering that on the channel. It is kicking off at about 4:15 a.m. New Zealand time, but we will be up. We will be covering it. And then after that, we have actually got our game of the sevens, the women's sevens. Fijiana taking on New Zealand and a couple other matches that we are going to be covering throughout the women's sevens, including the semi-finals, which are not tomorrow. Well, not today, but tomorrow, I should say. Right, the Highlanders have done their haka. Now the Fijian Drua, they will be hoping to live up to the contest here. And it is the captain here, Diri Alangi, at the front. I mean, the crowd are very loud. I'd love to know how many people are in attendance for this matchup, because there are certainly hardly any empty seats all around the ground, unlike behind me, which has quite a few. I don't know who this man is. Hello to him. I wonder if he is actually at the ground for this game. Maybe, maybe not. One moment, ladies and gentlemen. Hay fever's kicked me in the face again, so I will quickly go like this. the Fijian Drua, they have laid down the challenge and the Highlanders have chosen to accept it, and now we are ready to go. I still seen some songs for him in the DMs for you to listen when you can. And there says Paddy Wagon as well. But now the Fijian Drua, you can see how much it means to them to be back at home for this matchup. And with the crowd absolutely packed, it doesn't look like there's any empty area. And the sun is out, which is perfect because it was supposed to be raining at some stage throughout this match. And I hope that the sun, does stay away for this matchup. The Fijians ready to go. And so are the Highlanders at the end of the day. The Highlanders are not where they want to be on the table. And someone was complaining that the Stormers were not good last year. I said, give it time. The rebuilding phase really changed this team. Says Carl, exactly right. Like, they were one of the sides that people were really critical of. And now they're sitting near the top of the URC and everyone's like, whoops, we probably shouldn't have jumped the gun that quick about them. But they are looking very good this year. And hopefully they do go on to get themselves in a very good position. And also, oh yes, Warriors game is soon. It is indeed up against the Raiders. So hopefully they can do a bit better than their Anzac Day test match. That one. But now, Habosi, he's going to be ready to go. He is back in the starting lineup. For me, he is the one who's going to score the first try of this game. That is my prediction. But now the Fijian Drua, they will be kicking off from right to left for this game. ANZ Stadium in Fiji. Random Pickerel just waiting for the countdown to start. We are about to go, and this is what Super Rugby Pacific is all about. Having the island teams really show off their home grounds and also just show off the skill in front of their home fans, and we are about to see it now. 3, 2, 1, we are underway. And it is going to be kicked off by the Fijian Drua. Tititela does kick off very long into that 22, and it looks like, wow, he's hit almost late there, Mitch, and he might not be so keen to kick the ball next time, because he did get absolutely lined up by one of the Fijians. It looks like he's already not looking too comfortable. A bit better. Anything will be. And there says Paddy Wagon. But now 40 metres out from the line, it is going to be a Fijian Drua line out in the form of Mizulami Dolokoto. And like they're saying, it's a little bit wet underfoot, but it is shining at the moment, the sun that is. And that is always good news. Stolen there, but Tamani, it's a little knock on. And unfortunately, it does mean that it will be going back for the scrum feed in favour of the Highlanders. So this will test how slippery it is underfoot now, with both sides having to try and scrummage on this ANZ Stadium pitch. But that's the thing. We haven't seen rugby in Fiji since, if we're talking rugby, we have seen a little bit of the sevens recently. They did have a tournament over there as a warm-up for the upcoming, or at that time, the upcoming Vancouver Sevens. But now, rugby union, I don't even know when the last time was that we had rugby in Fiji. So it is great to have it back. One moment. They have just said that it is 15,000 in attendance, and they have filled up that stadium well and truly for this matchup. It's a good push from the Highlanders. Very stable scrum. Red One has said, appreciate you, man. Always deliver on live commentary. And I do appreciate you always being here. That's the thing. Like, no matter what, Super Rugby Pacific, we are going to be live every single game that we can. And that is pretty much all of the games. Nice run forth from Talia to get to start last week, the gold medalist from the seven side of things. Now, Chirika Davida, the big Tasman representative, getting a couple metres. Frank Lamani going to the short side. Api Salomi Vota links up nicely with the youngster Habosi. Pass on the inside to Lamani. He steps himself, and Frank Lamani going to score the first try of the match for the Fijian Drua, and that would have lit up the crowd with them being able to roll in and get that first try. But the Fijian Drua have come out firing in Suva for this matchup. Fijian Drua try scorers. Could it be a long list today? It is Frank Lamani who does add his name there. It was a brilliant ball from Habosi, who saw him on the inside, went to him. I thought maybe there was half a moment where Frank Lamani should have looked for that pass rather than run. But luckily for him, he did end up beating the defender on the inside. It was Mitch until he stepped and he was round. And he does end up scoring the try. And also, I like Fiji though. And also Brent Adams is legendary singer there, or Brian Adams, I believe that is. And also we have got there, Yay Fiji. Let's go, or let's get it. I think it is, but Frank Lamani adds a try early on, and he was absolutely loving it in the early stages. And yeah, boy, that try was fire. So here's Red 1. And it was just a perfect build-up of play from the fact that they did get that ball to after that just running it hard. Habosi being able to find that gap down the wing, and he was just able to find that perfect pass on the inside. That was about as picture perfect as you can get for a setup try for the Fijian Drua in the early stages of this matchup. Right, we are ready to go again. Hay fever sucks. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have a hay fever, I feel for you very much. Now, currently, Lamani's going to have this ball inside of the 22 of the Fijian Drua. It'll pass off. Oh, Rasia almost had his shirt pulled over his head. Or Rasia, sorry. I got that around the wrong way a little bit. That's a forward pass out wide, and that's only a few meters out from the line. Ravatamata was ready to run once again, but with a forward pass there, just a couple meters out from their own line, Fiji means that the Highlanders are going to have a 5-meter scrum. It was the wide cutout pass from in the Talia. It just drifted forward by about 3 meters or so. So unfortunately for him, just not quite the one that he was after. I mean, the Fijians, even though that was not a good pass, he still had a smile on his face. His teammate came over to him, gave him a pat on the back. I see a sign in the background, champions of our nation, with a few of the Fijian players. Like, this shows what it means to the island side. Habosi is a dangerous ball runner who's playing 10 for the draw. It is Tete Tela for this match. So still no sign of Baden Kerr. I believe he's still got a little bit of an injury. And then also Muntz has been taken out of the lineup. And instead it is Ravovo who is slotting in there at number 12 for this game. But a late change. Tamani slotting in at 6. I believe originally it was going to be Derialangi. And then Mira was going to be at number 7. So I'm not too sure what happened to Mira. Because even in this lineup, it has got him as number 7. But for this game, it's actually got Lamani at 6. Oh, sorry, Joe Tamani at 6. And then from there, they've got Derialangi at number 7. And I was like, hey, Michelle, how's your day going today? It's going very well. I'm excited for this game. We've got the first of 3 games that we are going to be covering on the channel for Super Rugby. Then after that, we've got Leinster versus the Stormers at about 4:15, followed by some 7s. And then tomorrow, the Brumbies versus the Hurricane. I want Highlanders to win. I won't mind the Fiji win. And there says Justin as well. But you can see the beach in the background. It is a picturesque ground. And we are ready to go now for the scrum feed. 5 meters out from the line here for the Highlanders. And with that experienced veteran and Aaron Smith, him and Lamani are going to have a good battle out there on the field. Lamani, of course, playing for the Rebels. Also was at the Northampton Saints for a little bit of time, but decided he wanted to go back to the roots. He went to the Fijian Drua, and he has been playing nicely ever since. That is going to be now another scrum reset. The front row's a little bit shaky there. Balance is the comment from Brendan Pickerel. We have got there, Fiji is just a great place. Says Paddy Wagon. It certainly is. Like, it's got the beautiful beaches. The people are always very, I guess, welcoming to people coming over and experiencing Fijian culture. Andrew Makaleo in the front row. He's going to be going up against Mizulami Dolakoto, which is not going to be an easy one for him. But for Tulipaia, starting at number 12 for this game, Thomas Umangan Jensen there at number 13. And he had a terrific game last week, scored a lot. Or actually, no, sorry, scored once. But then also was able to make a huge amount of meters throughout the process. Now Aaron Smith about to feed this ball in. Waiting for the Highlanders. I don't think they're going to be able to get this ball out by the looks of it. No, now Aaron Smith has got it in his hands. What side does he go to? He is going to be passing it off to Fatulipaia, first receiver. Now bouncing back. Nice run from Fatulipaia. Oh, he's just smacked his face on the post. Did he get it down, though? And below Hamish, what have I missed so far? A brilliant try from Frank Lamani, linking up with Habosi. And that... Oh. Okay, you can't score it up against the base of the post anymore. Is the comment from Brendan Pickerel. So because of that, it does become an unplayable moment in the game and a 5-meter scrum. But for Tulipaia, I bet you if someone said, hey, if you smack your face against the post and don't score, would you still do it? I think he'd question it a little bit. He just kissed the post. And I was with that, you've been to Fiji? I have not. I would love to go, though. And hopefully that is going to be maybe a trip for the future. My mum just told me she is, and it's good. There you go. That is who you can possibly hear in the background. She is lighting the fire because currently it is cooling down pretty quickly here in New Zealand. And if I am up all night, probably going to need some warmth at some stage. So I have to be strategic when I put the wood on, won't I?
Yes, you will.
Now,
That.
5 meters out now from the line. Aaron Smith puts the ball in 7 minutes into this game. And now waiting for it at the back. It's a good push once again from the Fijian Drua. They're really not backing down at scrum time. And now it's starting to pop up in the front row. Now going off to the left-hand side. Mitch Hunt tries to go himself. He is tackled beautifully by Ravovo. Ravatamada also gets the job done. Now Aaron Smith off to Ethan de Groot, the big man. Or as he's known around Southland, Ethan de Brute. And currently wearing the Southland away, or the home kit for Southland, I guess you could say, with the away kit for the Highlanders. Now Smith going back across Mitch Hunt. This is looking good now for them. Scott Gregory, one more. Sam Gilbert scores it. And that will be the try back for the Highlanders. Your mum is a legend, Bullamum. And the ASR says red one. She has waved. And also, come on, Highlanders, says Carlos. And they have just been able to go in for their first try of the match. And it is in the form of Sam Gilbert, who was able to score it. But it was a backline movement. The pressure was just a little bit too much for the Fijian Drua. Only a couple meters out from their line for the past few minutes. The Highlanders finally break their way through to be able to score their first try of this fixture. Will go like this. And it was Sam Gilbert. It was. Here we go. And it says 4th minute, but we are sitting currently at 7 minutes in to this game. And there we go. And also, we have got that. I can see why they have the pads on the goalposts. I would do some serious damage if your face smacked into it. Says, no, I'm exactly right. Even with the pad, like, you're still, I guess it depends on whether you're smacking yourself into the post without someone on you, or if you got someone on you, it's like that awkward, like hitting your face and then having someone like trying to land with their body weight across the back of your neck would be a pretty tough one. And is it raining in Fiji? Currently, thankfully, the sun is out. And they said that they're expecting rain. A few people brought their umbrellas, which was very smart because it was scheduled for rain. Mitch Hunt, I think he snuck that one in. Yes, he is. And now the score is going to be 7-all between these two sides. And come on, the Canes. Says Aiden, and they have, of course, playing tomorrow up against the Brumbies in what should be a very exciting contest. And Mitch Hunt, it was all about the distribution and the timing of those passes to lure in the Fijian defence for long enough that they could then put the ball on the outside and get themselves their first try of the match as well. But what I will quickly do is I will go like this. It's going to be taken nicely by Scott Gregory. There we go. We have just made sure that everything is run smoothly, and it certainly is for the one. I also like if posts were in the way I would just go, I try placing it at the bottom. And there says Petty. I guess that's one way of looking at it for the rule, but I think he was quite far out for that one. Marino Makaele too, they're up to the halfway line currently. One moment, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. That's going to happen a little bit throughout the first live stream, unfortunately, just because I only just woke up. I don't know whether I should admit that because it's currently 4:50 p.m. here in New Zealand. Aaron Smith puts up the box kick now, 5 phases in, and they are getting rid of the ball. It's going to be bouncing back on the side of the Fijian Drua. They have said that it has gone backwards, so Taliga has been able to keep it on the side of the Fijian Drua now. And also we have got there, Haiku lads, do you know what I was doing? And I assume something to do with something to do with YouTube maybe. And also, so it's just a bit saying you can't do that because a try would have been scored anyway. And there's this Petty, and also go the draws, you can do it. Says Lamani. And that one now, it is going up, almost taken nicely. I think it's a little knock on. Yes, it is. Unfortunately for Habossi, he's saying it went backwards. That's not how I saw it, is the comment from Brendan Pickerel. So Habossi, a little bit unlucky there. Oh, okay. So he's saying that it was backwards off, or I think the argument from Habossi was it went backwards off him, and then Connor Garden Bishop got his hands on it and made it go forward. And now it was going backwards, is the comment from Habossi. Referee wasn't behind it, unfortunately, but the sun looks like it's starting to go away. Hopefully that is not the case. But Frank Lamani, I think he is currently down with some sort of injury. And also Isaac. And there, as it says, Oliver Lamani was the first try scorer for the Fijian Drua. Well, we've got a short moment now, ladies and gentlemen. Anyone who hasn't already, be sure to check out the Kiwi Lads Sport channel. We do post our previews of all the Super Rugby matches. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. And if you do want to help us out, it is very hugely appreciated. We're trying to hit 850 subscribers on that channel by the end of the weekend. So if you do want to help us out, it is hugely appreciated, like I mentioned. But we've got plenty more videos coming up on that one. And yeah, we did our preview of this match. I did actually predict the Fijian Drua to win this game. I believe by 5 was my prediction in the initial one. So whether or not that is correct, we will have to wait and see how it does go. I done one with my friend. And there's Brandon as well. The last 5 handling errors, we have seen 4 from the Fijian Drua, just the 1 from the Highlanders. But the Drua are one of those sides that even if they have handling errors, all they need is just a little opportunity and they will be going. They will run fast. They will run hard at the line. And they can certainly make an impact when they do end up getting it right. We're going to go like this and like this. There we go. So last minute change, I should mention once again, Joe Tamani is slotting in there and Uzdra is substitute halfback. I believe they have gone with Kuravoli for this game. And I know that he can also play fly half, though, depending on whether or not Lamani can play for the full 80 minutes, right? Pre-engagement there for that one. So now the Fijian Drua have been given a free kick against them, but by the looks of it, do they want to scrum again? Yes, they do. And also, we've got the hello, Irish bro. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing very well. Currently now 13 minutes through this matchup. 7-all between the sides. Manasa Saulo, he's a beast in the front row and is certainly one to watch out for in the later stages of this match. I've just realized he shaved his beard. That's why he looks so different. I was like, it doesn't look like Saulo, but I've just realized he's lost this part. And he's just gone with like the kind of mutton chops. Don't think it's a Rugby Sunday tomorrow. Yes, it is indeed rugby for the Brumbies and the Hurricanes. Those two sides going to be playing off and should be a very exciting fixture for that one as well. Currently, Upper Salome Water. Still waiting there. And they've actually said that he's plays for Suva normally for his rugby union. So he's playing on his home turf for this matchup. But Smith feeding the ball, and now the Highlanders have not been able to get a dominant scrum going yet. In fact, the Fijian Drua have been pushing hard against them. Now Mitch Hunter, he has been able to get that ball at the back. Scott Gregory does the fin flick out the back to Thomas Umaga. Jets it close to the touchline. Good leg strength to keep himself in the field of play. And at the moment now they are building themselves some phases. Christian Leowelli, he came off the bench last week, looked strong. Aaron Smith going for the territory game, kicks it in behind. It's close to the goal line, but it does not go into touch. Now Talia back in his pace and his power, and now only 5 meters out. The Fijian Drua will have to clear this one more than likely, and I believe it will be Lamani who will go for this clearance. A friend like George just have say it, and now he is say F off to me. And this is Brandon, but that one has gone downfield. It hasn't been touched, though. And because of it, now the Highlanders have got this ball 40 metres out from the line. Connor Garden Bishop with a step. He's going straight through. No, it's a great ankle tap from Hiareti Hatit, who was able to just get another there for Tuli Pai. Went for the kicking option. I don't think it was the right one. And now at this stage, Scott Gregory taking the ball back. It was partially in the hands of the Fijian Drua for about 2 seconds. And now it's back to Mitch Hunt. Jermaine Ainsley trying to go through. Going to be a good job on the ground from Mizalami Dolakoto. He's got the turnover now. Joe Tamani trying to break the line, offload over the top. Fijian Drua got some space down the wing now. Hitting his ears back. Bossy runs in. And he gets the try for the Fijian Drua. That man is star potential. And Frank Lamani dives in with him. It's like when you used to play a rugby video game and the one who wasn't on the ball just dives for the sake of it. Frank Lamani did just that. That's an interesting choice, though, because of the fact that he's got an injury. But it's a try for Habosi, and the Fijian Drua take the lead back. But this man does not need a lot of space to be able to have an impact. It was just all from that missed kick opportunity initially from Fatuli Pai, then a couple turnovers back-to-back, and then the Fijian Drua got it back. Joe Tamani, brilliant offload over the top. Habosi, bet Gilbert for pace, bet Mitch Hunt for pace, bet Fatuli Pai for pace. And he ran it in, scored the try, and the home crowd in Suva went absolutely wild for that one. And Habosi does end up scoring himself a try in the 15th minute. Fijian Drua take the lead, and the Highlanders will be back under pressure now. We have got there Go Drua, not actually worried who wins, and the boss man, yes, and Yahoo Hiareti Hatit And also try Let's Go Fiji. And also we have got their ground in Hamilton Wanderers versus North Shore United game, a live stream on YouTube channel. There's Vishal, but Vinaya Haborsi, his 4th try of 2022. This man has the potential to bring up 10 tries this season. And hopefully he does keep on playing in the form that he is. He's certainly going to be able to play for Fiji in upcoming fixtures if he keeps on playing like this. Tries galore, says MH Joy, exactly right. And I feel like that's the best thing for the game, because at the end of the day, so many people have tuned in for this game. 15,000 at the ground. And now for the fact that Fijian Drua have been able to already score themselves 2 tries in 17 minutes. Everyone's going to be bouncing out the back. Little knock on from the Highlanders. So now it will be the scrum feed for the Fijian Drua. And thanks for us watching you from Brisbane. Go Drua, go. Says Zainal. Hopefully I've said that correctly. Do let me know if I've got that slightly wrong though. And I will try my best to correct it. We have also got there. Come on, Drua, you can do it. Says Uppy, and also Let's Go Fiji's. Says Sahida there as well. And currently they're looking very good in the early stages, Fiji. And wish I could see the crowd go wild. Says Mr. Billy. And yeah, it's absolutely awesome. Like when he was running down the wing, not only were the crowd electric, but his teammates for Habosi were just running alongside him. They all wanted him to get in for the try. And he was able to do just that. But currently now 22 metres out from their own line, the Fijian Drua. They have got the 4th most successful scrum feed in the competition currently. They have 167. They have lost 4 of their scrums. Penalties 111, and that is actually the 8th amount. And good afternoon, one and all, Hamish. And there says David the Mole. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. Already 3 tries in this game between the two sides, and we've only been going for 18 minutes. Now the ball has been fed in by Frank Lamani. It's available at the back. Passes it across into the hands of Talia. It seems like Habosi, not Talia. It was actually the number 12, Ravovo. But Habosi has had a huge amount of this ball in the early stages, so they are favouring this left wing side, perhaps feeling like they can beat Sam Gilbert's defence. That's a penalty there to the Highlanders for offside against the Drua. And now the Highlanders might try and slow this one down a little bit, take on the 3 maybe. Wouldn't be a terrible idea, but I believe they'll go for the corner. Unfortunately, Ravatamada was just a little bit ahead of the kicker for that one. Okay. They've now gone just outside of the 22, so I believe from here they will take on the corner? Or they're going scrum, I think I just heard. No, they're taking on the shot. And also Smith must give me 3 tries. And there says Lottie Smith, and also we've got the hi David the Mod, just was live. And also we've got the hello, mate. Says Paddy Wagon to David the Mod. Currently now, I mean, on the far side of the field, some of the crowd are probably wishing it was raining because they can't see because the sun's directly in their eyes. But other than that, it's a beautiful day in Suva for this matchup. So Ravatamata, oh, he's unlucky there. He almost got back. But I think they've deemed him as offside by maybe about a metre or so for Ravatamata. But now Machanti will be lining up the 3 points. Not a bad idea up against the physical side in Fiji. And now the crowd go crazy while Machanti's about to line up this one. Probability of 80%. Some are cheering, some are booing. And some are just making any noise that feels right to try and distract Mitch Hunt. The thing is, if it was in Dunedin, they'd do the magic fingers and he'd probably miss it anyway. Now lining up this kick for Mitch Hunt. Strikes it. Oh, that's looking Justin on the right hand upright. So now the score is going to be 14 points to 10 in this game between the Highlanders and the Fijian Drua. And also we've got the Aussie ref, I believe so. Brendan Pickerel is the referee in charge of this one. It would have been quite cool to see a Fijian ref for this match, but then they might have said that it was a little bit too, I guess, home field advantage type thing for it. Who scored the second draw try? It was Habosi who was able to score it for them, and he did score it in a very emphatic fashion with a brilliant run down the wing, and he was involved in the first one. So for me, so far, it's got to be close to my man of the match. Even though we've only been going for 20 minutes, of course, we've still got plenty of time for other people to try and make their way up a little bit more. Vanaka Drua. And there it says Cirillo. And there's, I hope you are doing well, mate. Good start to the match for the Fijian Drua here. They seem like having their home crowd advantage has just lifted their spirits to the next level. They're feeling the passion of the locals, and they are hoping to be able to go in for another couple tries, maybe even in this first half. And also Vanaka Atago and then Tosaviti says Sania there, but currently now it is going to be the lineup for the Fijian Drua. Mizulami Dolakoto to throw this one in from 42 out from the Highlanders line. Now, they've actually got the worst line-out accuracy in the whole competition, which is something that Mizulami Dolakoto will not be impressed with because he has been the hooker the majority of the season, but they have been able to get that one right now, and they have got some front football. Rarasia down Billy Harmon trying to get the turnover. It's bounced down the back. Frank Lamani sells the dummy. Now trying to pierce his way through just a little bit. He's looking like a sniper today, Frank Lamani, trying to find any little gap next to the breakdown, and will well and truly go for it now. Firing the ball back once again. It is going to be, I believe it is Rotui Solia, who was there at number 5. Now Ravovo trying to step, tackled by Marino Makaeli Tu'u, though, sitting on the halfway line here for the Drua. Haven't really had too much front football in the last few phases, but there was a good run from Te Ahiwaru Charika Davita now with the offside advantage. They're going through once again, the Fijian Drua. Link up with the bossy. He's a hard man to stop. Mitch Unstride, Aaron Smith strike. They've dragged him down 5 metres out from the line now. And it's going to be ready to go for another pass off the back. It looks like it is going to be Ratui Solia. Almost got that one wrong. They've got the advantage now for the Fijian Drua. Hirete Hatit has got that one now off to Manasa Saulo. Builds up some leg strength and leg drive there. They've got the advantage. They're 11 phases in. Tetetela, little grubber in mind is going to sit up for Ravovo. He takes, oh no, he might have lost the ball. No, he got it. He got the try, and Ravovo scores it. And Scott Gregory, he got his kneecap taken out from underneath him, which is why initially I thought that it might have been maybe a knock on the ground just from the heavy contact, but he's been able to hang on to it, and Ravovo now scores the try. It's the backline movement. Habosi is just earning man of the match more and more for himself. He was down the wing, great step on the inside, using that powerful strength that he has got for himself. Then from there, Lamani went to Tete Teller, went for the grubber in behind, and Ravovo does get it down. He took the heavy contact, but he scores the try, which I'm sure he will be absolutely loving, and so are the home crowd, as that is going to be the third try of the match for the Fijian Drua, and we're still in the first half. Well, so I'm back, says James Gordon. Welcome back, mate. Hope you are doing well. And coming the Drua, yes. And there, and also we have got there, you could be fluent in Fijian soon with all of this Drua commentating, says Mr. Billy. That is true. Like, at the end of the day, like, I'm probably saying these Fijian names a lot better than I did at the very start. Like, I love the fact that I've worked out how to say, like, I know that if it's a C, it's actually pronounced as th rather than the C. Because I used to say, is there any names that we got as an example? Nathunu in the sevens is probably the best example. And if I was to pronounce it the way that it looks, I believe it is Nathunu. How do you, I think it's Nakuth. I can't even remember how it's spelled, actually. Something like that, though. But the way that I say it now, I believe is the right way. If it I can draw, says Christopher there. And also, we go there, wait for Highlanders second half. And there, that is going to be now going up. And it's going to be taken very nicely. Oh, that looked a bit high from Jermaine Ainsley. They might have to go back and have a quick look at that one, but currently the ball is going to be available for the Fijian Drua. Once again, Heriti Hatit off the Rarasia. And also we're there waiting for the Highlanders second half. And there it says Raga Sawalu. And there, let's go Team Fiji, baby. Says TT, that one's gone up high. It's taken almost nicely. No, it's going to bounce back into touch. And I believe it will be a Fijian line out? No, Highlanders line out. I think they're going to check this one. They're not actually too sure. I caught COVID 3 weeks ago, so hopefully he did recover. Okay, from that round of applause, you'd have to say it is a Fijian Drua line out, and it is indeed. And I'll say, are you doing well with the names? But Hatit is said Hiatit. Okay, I will remember that. Thank you very much for that one. So it's Hiariti Hiatit. Hitit. Okay. We'll try my best to remember that one. I don't know who that's it. It's either hit Ravatamata on the back of the head, or it has hit Korogata Basham on his forearm. Well, that one. And also, can you read my 2 messages, please? It's Springbok Sevens women's or Fiji Sevens. It was for a woman. And I was going to update you on the game, says Brandon there. But this one, who has it come off for this one? And also 2 yellow cards in my game Both teams got one both for crap talking the ref. And there's more okay, of course. You can't question the referee. If you do try and ask those questions, you normally end up with yourself getting in trouble. And also, now that the adrenaline of the Highlanders is activated, watch out for more fantastic actions from both Fijian Drua and the Highlanders. Exactly right. Like, the Highlanders will know that they're going to be in with a fight here at Suva. And currently 21 points to 10 down. They will want to change that momentum. The Fijian Drua, they are looking strong. It's a good push as well at scrum time. Like I mentioned, the fourth strongest scrum in the competition. They get the penalty as well for the Highlanders, taking a step back. And the Fijian Drua just asserting some of that early physicality that we know that they are often able to do. Aaron Smith looks like he was under pressure for that one. And also Fiji scoring all highlight tries so far. ZTT, exactly right. First try, absolutely brilliant run from Bossi down the wing. Then the ball on the inside. And the best thing about that first try was actually the fact that it was a turnover initially. And rather than getting the turnover and kind of going for a couple phases, they just went, right, we're going. We're running the length of the field. Bossi then with the inside ball to Frank Lamani, and he ended up scoring the try. Then the next try, Bossi down the wing about 50 metres. That man ran, and the crowd was going absolutely electric. And then the third one, a grubber kick. So it's very nicely done by the Fijian Drua, mixing up the way that they are scoring. And the Highlanders, they're unsure of what to do here with the way that the Fijian Drua are attacking. And also we have got the probably got paid by the other team. And there's more cake. Now currently it is going to be put in. For Dolakoto, that was not straight. Unfortunately, when you've got the 12th worst line out in the competition, or the worst line out, I guess I should say, in the competition for accuracy-wise, you cannot afford to have it slightly on the side of yourself. And also love to do a lot of live stream. And as I says, Brandon, but anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It is hugely appreciated, all you guys being here for this live stream. And also, if you do enjoy what we do on this channel, we have got a second channel, which is the Kiwi Lad Sport. We are on the road to 850 subscribers over there. So if you do want to check it out, that is the link that I have just put in the chat. And that will take you straight over to that website, or not the website, sorry, the YouTube channel that we have got. And we do our previews for the matches. I did predict that Habossi was going to be one of the key players for the Fijian Drua. And another player that I mentioned for the Fijian Drua that was going to be huge was actually Frank Lamani. So I've nailed 2 from 2. My third was Mera, but he's no longer playing. So I don't know what happened to him. But he would have been a good one as well. Habossi for president. And there's Mr. Billy. Well, he's currently got a lot of people, 15,000 at the ground to be exact, that would vote for him to be able to become president. And also we have the Irish GTA 5 men. And there says James Gordon. Now passing the ball across. It's going to be, wow, that was rush defense from Habossi. He's just missed a tackle. All the ball's been slapped down by Ravovo. I believe Habossi. Okay, they've said that it was a knock on there. Like Lamani tests out the box kick after the referee has blown his whistle, and also they do a high tackle and do not call it. And the rest of the team and coach were swearing at the ref there as and here comes the Highlander machine. So here's Mark Roberts. Just a little knock on from the Fijian Drua, and now because of it, it does mean that the Highlanders are going to have another opportunity. And also Habossi getting the man of the match, win or lose. And there's his red one. Yeah, surely he's got to have it. Like, it's only been 30 minutes of this game, but the amount that he has had, or the amount that he has done in just this short amount of time, just so shows the class that he's got. It's a great atmosphere. They're just showing a Mexican wave going around the ground. And like they're saying, they've waited a long time to be able to have a game here in Fiji. And even though the clouds look like they're starting to cover the ground a little bit, the sun was out earlier on. Not anymore. Hopefully the rain does stay away for the next little while. But so far for the Drua, they've had 27 carries and they've made 217 metres in those carry ones, compared to the Highlanders who have it about, I think it's 80 metres carried, and their carries that are only about 5 less. Now pushing hard, and the scrum, Marino Makaeli Tu'u waiting for it at the back. It's going to be the advantage now for the Highlanders. Marino Makaeli Tu'u goes straight through. Couple more steps. Oh, accidental obstruction, I think they've called it. And now they are going back for the penalty. I think Ethan de Groot was down for a little bit longer. Camera work a bit iffy, but that's all right, says TT. Yeah, that one wasn't quite the smoothest kind of wave, I guess you could say, or the pan of the wave. But overall, it's absolutely awesome to have it back. Manasa Solo, I think he's worked out that his shorts don't really fit him properly, and he's just got the cord dangling down. Hopefully no one yanks that cord, or else then he might be in a little bit of strife in the later stages. We have got the Arman Tauranga, so we've got Data Says Joe's got to know who's converting the Drua tries. I believe it is Tete Tela, who they have got as the kicker for them, and he was the one who was in charge of the grubber that went through for Ravovo to be able to score at Mitch Hunt now. Decided that they do want to go for the corner alongside Aaron Smith. It's a good kick as well, about 10 metres out from the line now. Will be the Highlanders, who have got themselves a line out. We have us get their high, says Jacob. Welcome in, mate. And I'll be here till I get home. Says James Godden, and we've got plenty of rugby on today. This is the first of 3 Super Rugby fixtures. Then after that, we've got the Stormers taking on Leinster. And then the last games that we are covering is actually the Fijian Sevens competition. The one that is taking place in Canada, that is. They will be middle of the night fixtures and also early morning. But we will be covering them on the channel. And also we have got there for you, Hamish. What is your main shock movie? Before you read this, go and read my last one. So it's Brandon. Also, what is your favorite movie? I really struggle to pick a favorite, but anything that's made me laugh, that's going to be now. Marino Makele goes in for the try, and the Highlanders score it between the posts. The thing is, you can't take your eyes off the action for half a second because someone else goes in for the try. This time, it was Makele 2. Makele 2. How you spell it? I hope so. We have got that right, but Makele 2 now scores in Tosso Highlanders Tosso. And that says Johnny Blaze and also can't believe Fiji's winning. Says James Gordon, you'd be surprised what a home advantage after so long not playing in front of a Fijian crowd will do for the Fijian Drua. And once the play settled down, expecting more action from the Highlanders, says MH Joy there, but they have been able to make the most of that penalty. And now do get themselves the try. Straight out in front, Mitch Hunt will be able to try and line this kick up. Champions of our nation in the background. They got the Fijian Drua side, I believe it is. And they actually won the women's competition of Super Rugby, which was absolutely awesome to see any Fijians playing in the Highlanders. I know there's a couple that could be, but I don't want to offend anyone by saying someone is Fijian, but I might have them as I might end up finding out that they're from Tonga or Samoa. I know that sounds really bad, but for Tuli Paia, I want to say is Fijian. No, actually, he might be Tongan. Never mind. Falau Whakatava, he's Tongan, I think. Whoops. I'm not sure. In this age, also Highlanders, New Zealand's most disjointed Super Rugby Pacific team, says Jita. Yeah, currently, it's just not quite going well for them this season, you'd have to say. Ow, that was my jaw that just cracked really hard when I was going to try and yawn. Ow. That kick has been taken nicely by the Highlanders. Could you guys hear that jaw crack, or was that just me? Aaron Smith off to Jermaine Ainsley. And the Highlanders currently sitting 30 metres out from their own line. And Aaron Smith looking to put up the box kick now. Waiting for it to roll back. 34 minutes into this game and still only 4 points difference between these two sides after that conversion from Mitch Hunt. It's gone up high. It's just Mosisi Dawai, but he's out. And there it says TT. There. So, yeah, it's a shame that he's not there for this game because he is definitely a brilliant player. And also, we have got there, has anyone noticed how Bossy always burns his opposite number? He has one serious gas, as I says, by Pulse 6. And there, yeah, he's a brilliant player. And he's just got too much pace for anyone to be able to handle. I would love to see him on the wing. Who's a quick number 14? Maybe him and Sever Reese having a bit of a foot race. That would be a pretty good one to see. But like you mentioned, he always, as soon as he's got that touchline on one side, it's as if he's got about 5 more meters to that side because he never seems to go into touch. Everyone tries to tackle him, and it's just constantly, I'll leapfrog you. I'll go around you. And he never touches that sideline. And I wonder if all the games will go down to the wire. There is a good chance. Jananariki, as LCS Hunter. And yeah, it's a shame that he got injured in the Otago Bunnings NBC campaign because it was very early on that he was out, and he's been out ever since. So hopefully he does get to come back relatively soon. And Tosso Viti Tosso, and there says Ruveni. And also we have got I want to go to Roro so bad. And also Scott Gregory as Fijian is here, gives it away. There's Johnny Blaze there. My jaw still hurts from when it cracked before. I don't know what I did. I might have popped it, but now Tete Tela going back across to Ravatamata, who is now in the midfield, 40 metres out from the line of the Fijian Drua. Once again, going to use their front foot. Rarasia running over the top of Fatuli Paia. Now Lamani off to the short side into the hands of Ravovo. Almost went through, but Ethan de Groot just able to hang on to him. Now Lamani back into the hands of the captain, Deri Alangi. He'll be happy with the start to this match for the Fijian Drua. Lamani back to Rarasia. Now looking for the pass. He didn't end up finding it in the end, though. Billy Harmon has been run over by one of the Fijians, and he didn't even have the ball. Now Frank Lamani goes back across to Tete Tela. Now Ravovo, first receiver. Great low tackle on him by Andrew Makaleo. And also Tika Solomoni needs more time on. And there's Titi. Now waiting for this one at the back once again. That's the thing. Both of these sides, they've probably rotated their squads. You'd say maybe the most other than the Moana Pacifica side, as they have had to make a lot of changes in recent times. That it's going to be now the knock-on. Kick downfield. It's going back for the knock-on for the Highlanders. And therefore, Tika Solomoni. That's the thing. They've got a lot of good players. I don't know how many are injured in there. Because I know Paripari Parkinson is out currently with injury. Josh Dixon's out with suspension. Nariki's injured. Sio Tompkinson is injured. Denny Solomona. They don't seem to use him too much. But I don't believe there's an injury behind it. Connor Garden Bishop, he has just come back from an injury this season. And then I want to say there are a couple. Shannon Frizzell, he's actually currently injured as well. So the Highlanders always have a list of about 10 injuries, which is rough because like when your squad's not huge to start with and you lose 10 players off the bat, it's always going to be tricky to put together a side. But currently the position is 59% in favour of the Fijian Drua. The stat that I love there is the Fijian Drua have only been in the 22 of the Highlanders for 1 minute and 9 seconds compared to the Highlanders being in the Fijian Drua's 22 for 2 minutes plus. And the reason I love that stat so much is because the Fijian Drua, once they get into that 22, they don't muck around. They don't go, right, we'll put together a few phases. They go, right, how do we get over the try line in the next 20 seconds? And they've done it every time, which is why it is so impressive. But I think Ethan Group might have gone in a bit of a thumb to the eye there from Marina Makeli to a bit of friendly fire. Now, currently the scrum feed will be going down, and it will be the Highlanders scrum feed they will be able to use, but they are showing the big man T. Ahiwaru Charika Davita does play for Tasman and the Bunnings EPC, like I mentioned a little bit earlier on. He's got a few Tasman teammates actually playing for the Highlanders in this matchup. The likes of, I believe, Fatuli Pyre is a Tasman man, although we didn't get to see him too much due to his injuries as of late. Mitch Hunt, he is a Tasman man, and also, I believe, off the bench, I want to say that they've got one or two other Tasman players. I think Hugh Rent is the Tasman boy. And then, of course, Ethan de Groot, he is all Southland. And Theo Tompkinson is off to the Welsh Dragons at the end of Super Rugby Pacific, probably for the bestest tackle technique has always been a liability for the Landers / Otago. And there's, does give away quite a few penalties, doesn't he? Overall, I don't know whether or not I can think of a player for the Highlanders who has had more cards than him in recent history. That is a brilliant scrum from the Fijian Drua. Aaron Smith, I think he's knocked a ball on at the back. Yes, he has. And the pressure is starting to get to the halfback, the experienced halfback there. And also hashtag bring back Naholo at SSTT. I mean, the good news is he's still about. It's just he's actually linked with the Crusaders currently. Like, they don't need any more talent on the wing. Give him back to Otago so that the Otago fans can chant for Waisaki Naholo once again. Our Warriors supporters in New Zealand are seen as grubs. And then it says by, I don't think so. Like, I think they're just seen as committed because the Warriors are one of those sides that over the last few years have lost a lot of their supporters due to the way that they play and also just, I guess, general kind of rugby league sides. Like, I know so many Kiwis who actually have Australian sides that they support in the NRL, which sounds bad to say because we have got the Warriors here. But, yeah, unfortunately, just not quite finding that breakout season that they were after as of this point. But I think they've actually got the game up against the Raiders that has taken place very soon. Now, Frank Lamani feeding that ball at the back. It is going to be available once again. Now, Aaron Smith trying to swat it out of his hands, unable to do so. Now, Ravovo, bit of crash ball, but he has been crashed backwards. And it has gone backwards, they have said. Well, that one, but now it's a big tackle made on Upper Salome Vota. Around the side now, Ravovo trying to test the hurdling ability. In fact, that was Habosi. Way off his wing, but just loves to get himself in the action. Titadella going off to the right-hand side now. Talea kicking behind. Was Ravi Tamata in behind? I'm not too sure. No, he wasn't, but it's a penalty to the Fijian Drua. They're going back for it here, and that won't mind the Fijian Drua too much. Now, this is an easy 3, but do they want it really? Or do they want to go for the corner? And I think you'll find they want to go for the corner here. It's a penalty to the Fijian Drua for that one. And also we have got there, is the Mad Butcher guy still around? I think so. I haven't seen too much of him in recent time overall, but I believe he is still about. As we currently say, is Rainbow's End still open? I remember going there as a kid. And that's another one I'm not too sure about. I don't think I've ever been to Rainbow's End, though, which is a little bit of a shame. But now it is going to be the lined-up kick for the Fijian Drua. Ready to kick this one. Tete, he's been looking good with the boots. And in this matchup, 3 from 3 tonight. This one, a probability of 91% for him to be able to get it over. And I believe he should be able to get it. Waiting for here, Tete. It looks like, how serious of an injury is that in the background? I think someone's getting their legs stretched out. That one, that has gone over. Nice kick from the Fijian Drua, and that will be halftime now, ladies and gentlemen. And it is currently sitting at 24 points to the Fijian Drua and 7 to the Highlanders. And Manu has had a great display by the Drua. It certainly was. That first try where Habossi linked up with Lamani was absolutely terrific. Then Habossi down the wing doing brilliantly for himself. And then it was Ravovo for that third try, wasn't it? Who was able to get the grubber off Tete. But currently 15,000 in attendance for this game in Suva. And it seems like the crowd have certainly not been disappointed. The rain has stayed away just for now, and hopefully that is going to be the case for the rest of this matchup, although it is starting to get a little bit more overcast at the ground. And also we got there 7. Says a Paddy there as well. 7. For, I assume we're talking 7 as in the 7-point difference maybe, and also come on Fiji score more. And there says Raveni, and I feel like the second half they're certainly going to be able to ramp it up and Lucas keep the scoreboard ticking, boys. And their Andrew players being a bit too rough when they're not playing relax, boys. I mean, it's a home game, and there says TT, and that's the thing. The crowd will just hype them up to the next level for these games, because when you've got a home crowd advantage for the first time in a long time, this is going to feel absolutely incredible for the Fijian Drua. So the emotion side of things will be at an all-time high. So if they start trailing behind a little bit in that second half, that might be when we start to see a couple more big shots for the rib cages of the Highlanders. But they need to make sure they stay disciplined, which I feel Fiji have done pretty well in this first half. And what again says Hexie, it's certainly a high-scoring one. And currently, I mean, the score in this game is already higher than the full-time score between the Blues and the Western Force. So currently, it seems like we might hopefully have another quick score in second half, because already we've had 41 points scored in that first half. We could have a 100-point fixture here if both sides really ramp it up in that second 40. But looking through at some match stats for this one, 249 running meters for the Fijian Drua compared to the 129 of the Highlanders. So they've had almost double what the Highlanders have had in the early stages. 3 tries for the Drua and 2 for the Highlanders. And then the defenders beaten stat, 9 defenders beaten for Fijian Drua, 7 for the Highlanders, and clean breaks 3 for the 2 in favour of the Fijian Drua. Actually, 3 offloads apiece between the two sides. And also, I'm sure PM Frank this is going to be a hard one to say, Bainamarama. Hopefully I said that correctly, but I feel like I well and truly butchered it, didn't I? And also, hello everyone. I didn't realise this game started at 4:30. Go Drua. Says Tesla there as well. Yeah, the slightly earlier game of the night. Then the next game that we have got is at 7:05, which is going to be the Crusaders taking on the Waratahs, followed by the last game of the night for Super Rugby, and that is the Rebels taking on Moana Pacifica. After that one, we have got ourselves some more action on the channel. We are covering Leinster versus the Stormers and some of the Sevens, which does actually include the Fijiana women's side. Once again, back in action as a Fijian living in Dunedin. My loyalty is torn. A JK Go Drua. And there's STT. And also games either are going to slow down or the Fijians are going to destroy, and the Rebels by 6. And there's CSX as well. The funny thing is, I think that's exactly what my prediction was on the Kiwi Lads Sport channel for the preview. We actually do all of our previews over on that channel, ladies and gentlemen. So if you want to know what our prediction was for this game and also for all of the other Super Rugby fixtures, be sure to check out that link. And the thing is, we're on the road to 850 subscribers over there on that channel and currently getting closer and closer. We're halfway there for after 800. We're on 825. So by the end of this live stream, maybe we can reach around 830. So if you do want to help us out, it is hugely appreciated. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers over on that channel. And currently, we have been uploading pretty consistently over on that one. But looking back at some more stats for this game, the tackles made so far, 9 missed tackles for the Fijian Drua. They've made 56 tackles though. Oh, sorry, that is actually the Highlanders that I'm talking about there. 56 tackles have been made, 9 have been missed, and then the Fijian Drua, 26 tackles made with 7 tackles missed for this one. And Crusaders versus Waratahs expect fireworks, says MH Joy, exactly right. Those two sides are going to go absolutely berserk there at Leichhardt Oval for that matchup. But penalties conceded, this is a very impressive stat. 2 penalties against both of these sides, and the early stages wasn't last year's score, like 63-23 between the Crusaders and the Tars. Yeah, it was a very high scoring one, although the thing is, the Tars, even when they're losing a game, still have the ability of scoring some decent points. So I think that's going to be one that they'll have to watch out for just a little bit. Sunday Soccer Reed, Ollie C, and also Go Drua, and from Azanatha. I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you're enjoying the rugby so far. For me, man of the match, already at halftime has to be Habossi. 133 metres carried this man has made. That is almost more than the whole Highlanders side. And that man has also been able to beat 4 defenders, 2 clean breaks, 1 try assist as well. The only thing that he hasn't done in this game in terms of across the whole board that I've got is 1 offload. If he doesn't offload, he's completed the clean sheet for the first time, and I don't know how long since I've seen that happen. Moana can win, to be honest. Says X there, and also we've got here it comes, the real Highlander attack against the Fiji crew. And there says Mark. Yeah, Habossi definitely one of the standouts in that first half. Then for the Highlanders, if I was to just isolate one player I feel did pretty well, it's probably either Scott Greery or Marino Makaeli too. Also a good run from Connor Garden Bishop did lead him to beat a couple defenders in the process. Looking through the tackles, it is Roitoi Solia who has made the most. He's only made the 5 though. And then after that, we have got for the tackling side of things, Christian Leawilli making the most for the Highlanders, being able to make the 8 tackles. And also for Tuli Paya making 6, Jermaine Ainsley making 6. And then a couple other players in Harmon and Evans both making 5 to Super Rugby do a dream team at the end of the season, says Mr. Billy. Not too sure. But if they don't, I feel like I'm going to try and make that side on maybe Rugby Challenge or something and have them go up against a tough international side. I love George says X. And can you ask George to come over? I believe he is working today, unfortunately. So he will be unavailable for this one. But what other Super Rugby games are there tonight? So it is Crusaders versus Waratahs. That has taken place at 7:05. And then the other matchup that has taken place is the Rebels versus Moana Pacifica. And that game is at 9:45. Go Fijian Drua, says Aldi and Apathy. How's it going, mate? And go Fiji go, says Raveni there as well. And also, bro, we're stopping just to eat. And there as well, says James Gordon. And at the moment, Habossi meters gained 129. This man has been on fire in this matchup. No one has played like this man has. And I mentioned it in my preview, the informed winger of the competition. That looks like some very dark clouds in the background, which means maybe we might see a little bit of rain falling in the second half. And what's the difference? What differences do you expect in the second half? I think the Highlanders will be a lot more clinical. And with the fact that they only have 39% of the possession, I think they'll hang on to the ball a little bit more. For me, though, I think the discipline from both of these sides has been absolutely terrific. The handling errors have been the thing that's letting them down. And also, we've got their load up on your popcorn, folks. Yes, there's there. Currently, the line breaks, it has been more in favour of the Fijian Drua. Also, when it comes to 7+ phases, the Fijian Drua have been able to do very nicely there, getting 2 sets, whereas the Highlanders are yet to hit 7+ phases in this matchup and going to be busy for me and you. So, Abossi is a fireman, hits the intensity and urgency. See, I didn't actually know that, but that actually doesn't surprise me now that you say it, because he's just got that kind of, like on the field, he's an absolute animal, but then off the field, he seems like one of the nicest guys around. So he's definitely a beast on the field, and then straight off the park, like as soon as that whistle blows, he goes, yeah, good game, boys. See you later. And also we have got there, who'll do better on wet ground if it rains. I think the Highlanders will benefit if this game starts raining, because the Fijian Drua's game is more, I guess you could say, more offloading, more quick line breaks, trying to find that little flick pass up. But if they can't find that pass, I think that is going to be the big moment for them that might shift the momentum just a little bit. But Hugh Renton currently, I see James Lynch's is wearing a kit that doesn't look like, it doesn't look like he's actually coming off the bench for this game, James Lynch's. So I don't know whether or not that has something to do with an injury that he has got, but for the Fijian Drua, they've got a couple big players who will be coming off the bench in the later stages. Kitioni Ratu will be one that I'm looking out for. Also, Joe Tamani, he did start this match, but Tawake Akinaveri, he is going to be one to watch out for as well. And at the later stages, whereas for the Highlanders, they initially were actually going to have Ethan Groot off the bench. A couple late changes, and also Falau Fakatava, I feel will be able to do pretty nicely in this matchup. And also, with you, Hamish, what is your favorite bad word? I probably can't say it, to be honest, Brandon. But I guess I don't really have a favorite bad word overall. I just like, if I need to say one, I'll say one. But if I don't need to say one, I probably won't. I guess is the way that I look at it. But yeah, anyone who is new to the channel, well, the Kiwi Lad Sport has gone up an extra 4 that did just that short time. Also, over there, Jesse McLean has said, hey, mate, been a while since I called up on here. Bird's Nest still going hard on the headphones, says Jesse. It is indeed. It's like I'm trying to hide it a little bit, but there's a little bit more of something going on at the back now. I mean, I know a lot of people want me to get a mullet, but I don't know whether or not I will. But I will mention I cleaned up the bird's nest at the front, which, of course, I'm talking about my face before anyone jumps to any conclusions. We have got the arm staying in the car then. Says James got it, but that is the link to the Kiwi Lad Sport for anyone who does want to check it out. And we have got our previews that go up on that channel. Also, we are hitting hopefully the goal of 850 subscribers over on that channel by the end of this weekend. So if you do want to help us out, it's hugely appreciated. And we have got plenty more videos coming up on the Kiwi Lad Sport in the future, even maybe some gaming videos for rugby that could be in the near future. Would you guys love to see a Fijian Drua career mode? Out of curiosity, on a Rugby Challenge 4. Do let me know if that is something you would be keen to see. But now we are just waiting for the second half to get back underway. Currently, both of these sides will come out firing in this one. And also click like and subscribe. Says MH, sure you heard the man if you haven't already. It is hugely appreciated. And we are going to be doing the other 2 Super Rugby games on this day. They're actually both coming to us a little bit later on. The first one, it is going to be the matchup that has taken place between the Waratahs and the Crusaders. And then the next game after that is the game between the Western Force. No, that's a lie. The Rebels and also the Moana Pacifica side is the other one that we have got that is coming up very soon. Now, what's happening in the locker room, says Mr. Billy. We have actually got a Gillette ad at this current point in time, but I believe it was just a bit of a conversation about what the next plan is in this matchup, because at the end of the day, the Fijiana, I keep on saying Fijian Drua are in my head because they won Super W, which was absolutely awesome to see. And yes, please, can you live stream on the Kiwi Lads Sport and do one on Rugby Challenge 4? And there says Brown. So we will have to wait and see how we go, but we could end up doing some sort of live stream over on the Kiwi Lads Sport for you guys who are keen on that. Be sure to check that out as well. Nonetheless, we will go like this quickly, and we will press this button. One moment, ladies and gentlemen. Right, there we go. Now, the thing is, at the moment, this in the background with how grey it looks is actually how it looks currently at the ground. It was sunny earlier on. That sun has gone away, and it seems like it could be a wet second half for these 2 sides possibly. So hopefully it's not too wet. We do get to see some good run of rugby, and also as the coach growling the Highlanders. And they're not really. He looked pretty calm, Tony Brown. And I think the reason he's calm is because they are still right in this game. All they need is an early try, maybe a couple penalties. They are back in this game. I feel bad for the Landers. Haven't they only won one so far, says Tesla? Something like that. It's not a huge number, that is for sure. They are just showing actually the 3 games that are taking place today, including the Waratahs versus the Crusaders. That is the next game, kicking off in an hour and a half. And then the game after that in a few more hours' time. I believe about 4 hours' time, it will be the matchup that has taken place between the Rebels and Moana Pacifica. But we will be covering all of those games on the channel, and also the Brumbies game that they have got coming up against the Hurricanes will be the next game after that for Super Rugby that we do cover, alongside Leinster versus the Stormers, some of the 7s that is going on a little bit later on tonight. That will be between the Fijiana side and also New Zealand. So that will be pretty awesome to see. The Fijian Drua, they are going to be chatting with the assistant coach at the moment. Yeah. Glenn Jackson, I thought that was Glenn Jackson. He used to be a coach, didn't he, Glenn? Oh, sorry, not a coach, a referee, Glenn Jackson. And now he's actually the assistant coach of the Fijian Drua. That's quite cool. Nice. Look, I'll be listening to you most of the day, says Josh. So, yeah, we got plenty on. What time is it in Holland at the moment? Josh, do let me know. And once a rugby league, one of the coaches kicked the cheers. And there says James Gordon. I mean, there's probably been some pretty extreme stuff that's happened. I know that in rugby union, one of the coaches was slapping the players, which then got him in trouble a little bit. I think that was in the Premiership, wasn't it, just recently? But I guess speaking of, I mean, weird things to get carded for, weird things to get suspended for, I remember there was a game a little while ago. One of the Fijian players got a red card for picking up the ref in the celebration. And he was just he let him join the huddle and he picked him up and he did get himself carded for not a great season for the Highlanders today, but a great opportunity to shake out squad of all new fresh blood in the mix 23-24. Will be good to see the progress. Here's Jesse. And yeah, that's the thing. They've just had so many injuries that have plagued them this year, the Highlanders. But we say that every year for the Highlanders, unfortunately. Like this year, the injury list, I'm trying to think of all of the players that are out. You know, you got C.O. Tompkinson, who is now going overseas next year, from what Johnny Blaze said earlier on. Also, Jonah Nariki, Shannon Frizzell. Who else have you got? Only just coming back from injury. The likes of Fakatava. I don't know why it took me so long to think of his name. Also, Fatuli Paya as another player who's only just come back. But now we are ready to go for the second half, ladies and gentlemen. Mitchum kicks us off long. And this game will be back underway. The Fijian Drua. Alberta take it here just outside of the 22 for Frank Lamani. Rasia has to take it low around the ankles almost for himself. But now Lamani going back into the pocket to Tititella, who does sell the dummy. He stepped around a couple players, still going Tititella. Brilliant run. Forward, and also can you say hi to Greg? Hello, Greg. Hope you are doing well, mate. Hope you are excited. Oh, no. Who was that? That was Deri Alangi just tried to go for the grubber, except the problem is you've got to look at the ball. Oh, no, it's dropped by Thomas Umanga Jensen. Right, rough start for both sides in the second half. But the big thing was he tried to go for the grubber in behind, but the problem is he completely missed the ball. So it was just pretty much throwing the ball forward. Christian Leowelli already off the field, and there's Hugh Renton, who's made his way back out there. And Greg, and there as I says Betty. I assume we have got a Greg watching. That's for that one. But Thomas Umanga Jensen putting the ball down. Ravatamata was right there next to him, giving him a pat on the back, saying, "You'll get the next one, mate." And now 22 metres out from their own line here. The Fijian Drua will be able to feed this in. And I believe this would be taken back if they do end up going into their 22 and then clearing it. And also we got their Let's Fijian. Manasa Salo, he's still got that dangly bit going down off his shorts, which I should clarify is like the string for tying it up. I needed to get that clarification in, or else it sounds slightly bad. And now the ball is at the back now for Frank Lamani. Attack and run from Ravatamata. Tries to step up for Tuli Paya. Able to wrestle him down. Thomas Umanga Jensen trying to work hard on the breakdown. Now Frank Lamani kicks it in behind. That's a good kick downfield, but it's gone straight to Scott Gregory, who now fires it back across to Mitchum. You can tell it's Mitchum because he's got the bright yellow boots, and currently it's quite dark there. And it's Suva because of the rain that is forecast for just around the corner. Now waiting for it. Going to be Tititella now firing the ball back across once again. It's a good run forward from the number 5. And we have got Kamodra bring out the snipers for those one kill clean tackles. And then, hey, Greg, there's Deza there as well. It's going to be kicked in behind. Cross kick here from Talia. The ball is going to sit up. Oh, beautifully done from Gilbert. No, he's dropped it. And now flicked on the outside. The ball goes into touch. And it will now be a line out for the Highlanders. But the pressure early on from both of these sides does seem immense. It's getting darker and darker at the ground. I feel like it's about to absolutely bucket down with rain very soon. So hopefully everyone pack their umbrellas, or else they are going to get extremely wet. In fact, now looking at it, it already looks like it's starting to get that way. And he's gone over the back. No, it's not taken cleanly by Frank Lamani. He has put the ball down. He's actually stayed down as well. But now Thomas Umanga Jensen trying to step Lamani, taking his time to get back up. That's another knock on. Okay, a little bit of a scrappy start for both sides. Oh, a little bit of push and shove there from Ravovo and also Scott Gregory in the early stages. And also we've got the Fiji hold the discipline in what corner? I don't see it. And as well says Betty Wagon. And also you have got there Frank Lamani down once again. That's a little bit concerning because he has been down twice so far. He did drop that one and then he stayed down after Gilbert. ended up hitting into him. I don't think there was anything too serious in that tackle. They are going to be playing on now, and it will be the scrum feet in favour of the Highlanders. At the moment, there is a man on the loudspeaker, and I wonder whether or not he is warning everyone you are about to get very wet at the ground, because normally when it rains in Fiji, it rains hard. And would the game continue in heavy rain, says MH? More than likely it would, because we've only got another 37 minutes left. If it gets to an extent of too heavy, I mean, I don't think they'll call off the game. I think they'll get it done before it ends up getting too heavy. But the big thing is, like, I guess anyone who's brought a phone to the ground, anyone who's got their camera there, will be getting nervous because it could get very wet very soon. Now, Aaron Smith about to feed this ball in for the Highlanders. And the Fijian, I almost called them Fijiana again, but Fijian Drua, they've been very good at scrum time. That was a brilliant push, but the ball has been recycled very nicely out the back of the scrum for the Highlanders. That was close to flat. Scott Gregory has now dropped the ball. Everyone's dropping the ball. And I don't think it started raining yet. And I was given an umbrella to the referee. And now I should have just stayed home with mum and dad. And the other says James Gordon. Scott Gregory, he ended up putting down the ball that time. It's a knock on and it's a scrum. From there, it did end up going out of his hands. And then Gregory regathers. Like I mentioned, no one's really able to hang on to this ball, but I would have got a growling. And there it says James. But now 45 minutes into this game. Still 35 minutes left, but this game currently 7 points difference between these two sides. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We have got the 2 later games taking place for Super Rugby. Also, we are covering the 7s that is coming up very soon on the channel. That is going to be the Fijiana women's side taking on the New Zealand women's side and set piece scrum. And as I says, he made sure it certainly is Frank Lamani putting this ball in for the Fijian Drua. It looked like it was a good push. It's wheeling a little bit to the side, but it's going to be available. I think there was a knock on the ground from Frank Lamani, but for now they are going to say that it is play on. Billy Ahmed trying to get straight over the ball, unable to get the turnover though. Now passing the ball back across. There's another player down. I believe that's Dolokoto who is rolling around in back play currently, which does not look too good for him. And also, IQB Lad says, Barry Green, welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. Frank Lamani now puts up the box kick. It's gone long. That's close to the touchline. It goes out on the full. And it will be going back to where he kicked it from. Now, this is the momentum shifter that might all of a sudden start to change the factor to go more on the side of the Highlanders. But now, Dolokoto. The Dolokoto there. He was getting his knee looked at. The referee was like, are you able to continue? He went, yeah, all right. And then he's just walked back as if nothing happened. So I feel like that's the thing. Half of these guys, they'll be playing with so much adrenaline that their leg could be snapped and they won't even feel it till probably just after that play is done. And then that would very much so hurt if your leg was completely snapped. But Daniel Leonard-Brown now coming out onto the field for Ethan de Groot. So actually a one change that they have made there by having him start in this match is going to be taken nicely by Josh Dixon, I believe that actually was, who is out there on the field. That must be rather than Bryn Evans. So a few late changes have been made in this matchup at Aaron Smith and the Highlanders. They now have the advantage. Marina Makele too. He had a good first half, probably the best out of the Highlanders players. Now Smith, short side off to Mitch Hunt, trying to bump out on the tackle with Tarika Davida, his teammate. They would have gone head-to-head in training quite a bit throughout the Bunnings NBC. Now Sam Keard running 40s, dropped the ball though, and it is going to be going back. And it will be now a penalty to the Highlanders and other Crusaders playing next, says James Gordon. They certainly are. They are going to be taking on the Waratahs in their upcoming fixture. That is kicking off at 7:05 p.m. New Zealand time and should be a very entertaining game. I see that it is Deria Langi who was not supporting body weight there, and I was like, no, it says Betty, but they do. 7:05 p.m. Crusaders versus Waratahs will be the next matchup, and then that is following, or after that game, we have got Rebels versus Moana Pacific. How's everybody doing? Currently watching AFL, and it says here, folks, we are doing very well. It's been a close game between these two sides, and if Mitch Hunt can get this kick over, it will be just that little bit closer. So, but currently, the rain seems like it has still just stayed away for the last little while. The question is whether or not it will be, and also we have there, who do you go for? And there says Ed, for me, Fijian Drua at home. seem like the smarter option, but the Highlanders could certainly win this game in the later stages. It's going to be tricky for both sides to really find that momentum, as we have seen quite a few drop balls in the second half, but I'm hoping they both do well and we do get to see a few tries. Okay, is that rain falling now? I think it might almost be. And also, what's the highlight so far? Definitely the first or second or third try from the Fijian Drua. They were brilliant in the early stages of the match. And you could easily pick any of their tries as a nomination for try of the season. And also, is it windy on the ground? It doesn't look like it's too bad for wind conditions at this current point in time. Let's watch fireworks with Kiwi lads and the Crusaders versus Waratahs. That kick has gone over from Mitch Hunt. And now the score is going to be 20 points to the Highlanders and 24 for the Fijian Drua. I keep on saying Fijiana because I'm thinking of the Fijiana Sevens that are taking place a little bit later on tonight as well. They are going to be playing the Black Ferns, the New Zealand women's seven side. Which stadium are they playing at? They are playing in Suva at ANZ Stadium. So it's in Fiji, and it's going to be absolutely awesome to see how this game ends. Still another 30 minutes left. Could go either way. Now it has been kicked off high, and it's gone long as well. Scott Gregory dropping that ball. They have said that it's gone backwards, though. So he is able to play on just for now. Joe Tamani able to make the tackle 22 metres out from their own line. Now the Highlanders. And Marino Makali too. Once again, he's been impressive throughout this fixture. Was able to score a try earlier on in the match and also has made meters every time he gets the ball. Daniel Leonard-Brown with a good attack and run. We stream Women's Sevens game. We have got a few that we are going to be doing on the channel. They do overlap a little bit with the Leinster versus Stormers game, but other than that, we'll be trying our best to cover as many games of, I think we are doing Pool C games for a start, and then we are going to be doing a majority of the other matches that are coming up in the near future for them on the next day. Waiting for that ball. It's going to be taken very nicely by Fatuli Paya. Now Aaron Smith once again is waiting for this ball at the back. Goes off to Hugh Renton, who recently came on. He was actually the replacement for Christian Leo Willie, and he was hit hard in the midsection. We have got their face. Tara has said 29 all in there, so I would love to see it because that would mean that we get to go to Golden Point in Fiji, and the crowd, 15,000, will just be absolutely electric. That ball's going to be knocked on. Scott Gregory running out of space. He's been able to just keep it in the field of play. And for Tulipai now with the knock-on advantage in the favour of the Highlanders. Now he goes for the kick behind Aaron Smith. And that will now be advantage over, I would be thinking. It's in the in-goal area. And it is going to be put down for the goal line dropout final score margin. I did say that the Fijian Drua would win by 6. I think was my prediction. No, sorry, I actually said Fijian Drua by 5, I think it was. And I'll say, yep, nice thinking. And there, and also I love your commentary, says Face. Thank you very much, mate. If you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It is hugely appreciated you guys all being here. And we have also got the Kiwi Lad Sport where we do all of our predictions of these games. Be sure to check that out. That made my finger look very thin when I move it quickly. It kind of half by disappears. But on this side, down there in the chat, I have got that link to the Kiwi Lad Sport. Be sure to check it out. Our goal is to hit 850 subscribers by the end of the weekend. So if you do want to help us out, please do. And I'll try whether converted or not. But Islanders in the lead for the first time in this match. You see, mate, showing by the looks of it, Frank Lamani, his night is done. And I said Kuravulli's going to be on there for the replacement. Now a penalty in favour of the Fijian Drua. And I think Scott Gregory might have caught something in the ear there. Oh, yeah, elbow to the ear, which wouldn't have felt too nice for him. And also Highlanders should prevail in this match. So here's MH Shoiva. Now the Fijian Drua going to be kicking this one for the touchline once again. Kuravulli, he has now made his way out there. That was for Frank Lamani. So a big change that they've had to make due to injury in that situation. And now speaking of changes, it is going to be Reece Marshall now getting added out onto the field. That is for Andrew Makaleo that he has replaced. But now on the halfway line, the Fijian Drua. Oh, he's mute the commentary on the TV and listen to Hamish instead. Says Tezza, so I do appreciate it. Is it kind of synced up, Tezza, or do you pause me so that I match your TV? Oh, no, I guess pause the TV so that it matches me because I must be behind, I would think. Well, but currently for anyone who does want to do the same, I am currently sitting 52 minutes and 15 seconds through the game. Grab it in behind. And it's going to be setting up quite nicely for Mitch Hunt to go for the kick in behind. That was close to going out on the full. But it is now down the wing. It's going to be Talega. In fact, it was Tititella. Now ball across into the midfield. Up a Salome Vorta. He's done the wonkiest kick I've ever seen, but it's worked out almost for them. For the Highlanders, that is, because Scott Gregory does kick it downfield. Now it's going to be the kick. Ravatamata was in the way of the Fijian Drua player. That one is not found touch now. And the Highlanders have got this ball on the halfway line. Getting intense in there, says Manu. It certainly is. Connor Garden, Basham running backwards. Hard by the Fijians. Counter ruck as well, and it's a penalty to Fiji. And the Fijian Drua to get their due commentary for League NRL. We have done one in the past on the Kiwi Lads Sport channel, but we are hoping to do a lot more in the future. It is just kind of finding the time to be able to do so, but that is actually on the Kiwi Lads Sport channel that we will be doing the NRL. So yeah, that is that link to be able to go over there and check it out. But yeah, we are hoping to fit in a couple more NRL games in the next few weeks. And also Anton Leonard-Brown, watch out for this guy to do magic for the Highlanders in there. Says Emma Choi, although I believe you're talking Daniel Leonard-Brown possibly for that one. His brother and also Kiwi NRL player Ash Taylor is retiring at age 27 due to hip injury. He has only played 2 games for the Warriors this season. Says Ed, what about that player who got a head knock in the game up against the Melbourne Storm? Is there any update on his condition? Do let me know. 110% needed from the draw. Yeah, it certainly is, but it looks like they're making a few subs. And Manasa Salo will be going off, and Samu Tawake will be going on. We have got there. Hamish, have you been to the North Island before? I have indeed. And Reece Marshall fires it back across to Scott Gregory. Now off to Harmon. Cut pass out to Thomas Umaga. Jensen goes for the kick in behind, just looking for a bit of territory. The Fijian Drua, they have been marking it up quite nicely. And now it's a massive boot back, but it's gone out on the full. Massive kick, but not a lot of reward for it. In fact, you'd have to say minus reward for Habossi. First mistake of the day from him, you would have to say. Also, I remember Drua playing 80 minutes rugby, not 60 minutes. And there it says over there, and yeah, I'll stick you and the TV up. It takes a little while to get it perfectly, but I'm a pro at it now, says Tesla. Oh, that one, but currently now sitting about 30 meters out from the line. And Reece Marshall will be looking to get this line out through relatively straight, I would think. That was quite wonky. But the referee has said that it's fine. That is probably a 50-50 call that easily could have gone either way. But for Tuli Pie now with a bit of a leg drive, Aaron Smith passes it off to Mitchell, tries to go for the grubber. I think Connor Garden Basham was in front of him, but it's a brilliant run from the youngster. And now they are only sitting 15 meters out for the line here for the Highlanders, and subs. I need to lift the game, stay positive, and just play rugby the Fijian way. Exactly right, but now backline movement here. Going to be Bryn Evans at number 4 for this fixture. Now passing it back across. Nice pop pass from Reece Marshall off to Sam Caird. Now Daniel Leonard-Brown. They are all continuing to drive their way just a little bit further forward here for the Highlanders. Jermaine Ainsley, great low tackle on him, tying up the ankles and making him go backwards. Aaron Smith now looking off to the right-hand side. Thomas Umaga Jensen, great run forward. Found the offload. Oh, it's gone through the hands of Billy Harmon. And that is going to be now going into touch. The crowd are going absolutely crazy at the moment for this one. Sam Gilbert, he is disappointed with that offload. He scored a try earlier on in the match, Sam Gilbert. That one just didn't quite work out for him. Thomas Umaga Jensen, great offload though, but then that one was slightly forward. And so Sam Gilbert, is disappointed at that one. But currently the Fijian Drua, they are hanging in this match. It's a tough one because the Highlanders have certainly come out firing in the second half. I think Tony Brown, their coach, really said, like, it's do or die here, boys. You're pretty much out of the top 8. Just get a win. And my cousins and their friend is probably waiting for me to get on the game. And there says James, currently 56 minutes through. And it looked like Medi Dedialangi, the captain, he has made 7 tackles so far. He had a little bit of an injury there to do with one of his knees, but he looks like he is going to be all right to continue this game. Initially was going to be Meta at number 7 with Dedialangi slotting in at 6, but they did make the late change. And Tamani did get that starting opportunity at blindside flank, and he's done pretty well. And also we have got the operator said, oh, what is going on with the Landers? And I don't know. It just seems to be something's not quite clicking for them. And I don't know whether or not it's because of losing quite a few of those key players in the transitional period, such as losing Ash Dixon, losing Michael Collins, Nariki out with injury, Frizzell out with injury, all those guys, maybe that's kind of affecting them, but it just seems like something's not quite right at the moment. Very intense and exciting, says Manu. It certainly is, and also, so it's raining now. It looks very close to it, but maybe just not quite. It looks like it's probably about 5 to 10 minutes away from absolutely bucketing down. And also we have got their Raiders 20, Warriors 12 at halftime. And be right back. I'm just going to eat my leftover. See, James gone about Kuravoli now about to feed this ball in. And also we've got there Edo Sabra. This is Petty. And now Kuravoli putting the ball in quite nicely for the Fijian Drua, and they are using that big man, Haborsi. Once again, tries to lead drive. He just broken 3, 4, 5 tackles. Now offload out the back for Fijian Drua. It's a little knock on, though. And that will be disappointing for them, as that was a good opportunity to be able to go for that backline movement once again, but they just end up missing out due to a little knock on. But Haborsi, they're just showing him he is an absolute unit. He just runs straight over people and just spinning. And Thomas Umaga Jensen was able to break his way, or actually got broken off for that one, I should say. Then Haborsi, the pass out the back. It was their number 15, Talia. Wasn't quite able to find that offload. And also we have there go, Fiji go. And there says Roveni. Now the Highlanders, they have got themselves an opportunity, only 22 metres out from the line now. And I'm looking around at, I believe that's the Fijian Drua coach, and then Mike Byrne. Be ready to go. And at this stage, both of these sides are fighting for a chance at the top 8. A Highlander 1. Congrats, guys. And there says Marco, the game is far from over. Currently 22 minutes left in this fixture, and that is going to be a scrum reset. Well, it looks of it, but Marty Banks, he will be one coming off the bench in a very short moment, I would think, for the Highlanders. Same with Falau Fakatava. I think he's going to have a huge game for a little while and give us full time. And there as well. Not quite. Still a little bit of time to go in this matchup, but currently the front rows, I believe a majority have been changed. I know that Samu Tawake is now out there. Don't forget Boris Becker. Don't drop the soap. And there says Obi. Interesting time to bring that up, I guess. But now Scott Gregory, he's looking focused at the back. They know that there's a set play coming and a super cool party cheers from. And there as well says Mark. Currently now, ball fed in from Aaron Smith. Let's go, Landers. I don't lose now that I'm listening. Here's Brennan. It looks like they've got a good attacking opportunity now. Scott Gregory with a step. Can he get himself over the line for yourself and try and get them back into this matchup? Marino Makele, 2 great step now. Only 10 metres out from the line, and they're trying to, Aaron Smith milks that for all it's worth and does end up winning the penalty. Rarasia, he needs to know that experienced halfback knows how to milk a penalty when he needs to. And not that bloody Gregory in there, says Britt. And I was every time it has their low season, Highlanders in 2022, or every team, has their low season. Highlanders in 2022, Hurricanes in 2021, Chiefs in 2020. New Zealand version, it's just a matter of time. And there's I say in there, draw, make those tackles count. But due to that penalty now, it is going to be going for the corner here for Mitch Hunt, 5 metres out, and the line out will be in favour of the Highlanders. This is going to be a massive opportunity. They love a rolling maul. Ash Dixon was one of those players that would always get their rolling maul going. But then now that he is in Japan, they've got to try and find that momentum once again. Liam Coltman, he is out. The try origins, the Highlanders have got 12 from lineouts in the competition, the most that they have been able to do out of any set play, taken at the back nicely by Bryn Evans. And now they look to try and build forward. At the back for Reece Marshall, hanging on to it now. The rolling maul is starting to build. And currently the Fijian Drua trying to go straight through the side, or straight through the middle, I should say, with Rarasia. He looks like he's getting out back. He's trying to grab onto him and trying to stop the momentum. Currently they've got the advantage. He's gone down over the line. And it's going to be the try for the Highlanders. And it will be in the form of Reece Marshall, who has been able to go in and score himself the try, I believe it was. Yes, it was. I just had to make sure that it was Reece Marshall was able to go. And I see that I didn't write in Marino Makele to the time that he scored the try. So we'll just go 30 minutes because I can't quite remember when it was. But Reece Marshall was able to score that one at the back. I mentioned how much they love a rolling maul. They have just got another one, and that will give them now the lead for the first time in this contest. And also we got them, Mr. Lachlan, because I love this channel. And for the Satyrs today, appreciate you, mate. And it is hugely appreciated indeed. So the Satyrs, they are playing next up against the Waratahs. Should be an absolutely terrific game of rugby. And I'm looking forward to it. If yes, says Britt. And also you got this Fijian Drua, says Pearl. And that's the thing. Even though that is the try for the Highlanders, the Fijian Drua are not out of this game yet. They are going to be right in it. I like Turtles as well, says Tama there. And also Highlanders in the lead for the first time in this match, says MH Joy. They certainly are. One moment, ladies and gentlemen. We will go like this. Unfortunately, my hay fever is playing up a little bit today. It does come on, boys, do your best. And there says the Ravini and also the Highlanders from HIGHLANDERS. Hopefully I said that correctly, but Mitch Hunt now about to line up this kick, but it has got a huge amount darker in Fiji currently. And also Fiji out of Puff Puff. And there it says Obi. We will go like this, and we'll go like this. But now Mitch Hunt about to line up this kick. 62.5 minutes in. Give them a 3-point lead in this contest. It's not the hardest kick around, but it also isn't the easiest one. Mitch Hunt waiting to take this one. Still waiting. Still waiting. And he has been able to get it. He took his time for that one, Mitch Hunt. But I guess in such an important circumstance that he needs this kick over for his side to get a nice little lead going, he did want to make sure that it did go over. And also we have the which draw player that could eligibility play for the ABs. Not too sure. Also, sharks only bite when you touch their private parts. Is that actually true? I never knew that, if that is actually true. And also, Heki Ata Ramana. Yeah. And there says Mark, I'm about to sneeze. There we go. Now, currently, a sub is going to be made for the Fijian Drua. And it is Rarasia who has been taken off the field. Unfortunately, the last thing that he will be noticed for in this game was giving away that penalty from Aaron Smith. And that did lead to the try. But now Silla, he is out on the field. Also, Sam Ged off the field for Max Hicks as another sub for the Australians. Or sorry, not for the Australians, for the Highlanders. And Josh Onock on there for Jermaine Ainsley. Mitch Hunt kicking that one well downfield. That is a nice one. Okay, they have said that that ball did go out. So because of it, Tetela did end up leaving it. He didn't want to risk trying to take that catch. And instead, it will be the line out now for the Highlanders. No, sorry, for the Fijian Drua. And also, where's our boy Marco Vanapola? I believe he was here earlier on. Johnny plays, but other than that, we haven't really seen him too much for the rest of this fixture. I think we might see him later on, though, for the maybe Crusaders Waratahs. I feel like that is a big game that is taking place in only an hour time. So be sure to stick around. And if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It is hugely appreciated. And we have got plenty more live streams coming in the future. We cover every game of Super Rugby and also all the sevens we have been covering on the channel, or as much as we can anyway, with the random time zone that they are taking place in. But Ikanaveri now out on the field. That is for Dolakoto. Another sub being made by the Fijian Drua. I'm just going to quickly move my game to the side for half a second and go like this. I do apologize for that, ladies and gentlemen. It's just, yeah, hay fever sucks, and I can't really hide it at this stage. I guess it's Craig. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. It's a little mistake, but it does lead to the penalty for the Fijian Drua. Aotearoa Alangi holding up. He hasn't done great in this match, to be honest. He's been very quiet. And also we have got there, I believe, probably scooping ladies. And there says Obi, and also we've got the Crusaders versus Waratahs 1 hour time from now, says Emma Choi, exactly right. And they did actually get marched forward 10 meters there for the Fijian Drua. So because of something that was said by the Highlanders, a little bit of back chat to the referee, it does mean now that Tetela does have a better angle to try and go for the corner here for the Fijian Drua. But yeah, Dede Alangi, I think he's done quite a bit off the ball. Whereas on the ball, we haven't really seen him a huge amount at all, really, for himself. But now it was bouncing up. I believe the penalty was for the not releasing on the ground. Oh, no, it was the counter ruck from the Fijians. Oh, no, yeah, Thomas Umaga Jensen just rolled that ball back, probably Obi and get him blazed. And there says Tesla as well. Aaron Smith, he's disappointed with how that one went. Now it is a Kanaveri with the throw just outside, or just inside, in fact, of the 22 here. I think they are just trying to work out the numbers. They have got the worst line out in the competition, the Fijian Drua, due to stats, but love watching them play in a line out set play, because if they get it right, it's just a thing of magic. And beautiful emojis, I miss them. And there says Tesla, yeah, anyone who does want access to the emojis, it is the channel membership. And also, be sure to hit that subscribe button, as we are going to be back for Crusaders versus Waratahs. And then after that, we have got our matchup taking place between the Rebels and Moana Pacifica. That one's gone long. It's not straight. Oh, that hurts Fiji. Because every time they have a not straight line out, it just puts a little bit more of that instability into their set piece. And also, hello again, says Craig. Welcome in. Hope you are doing well, mate. And I hope you're excited for not just this game, but also the 2 games that we have got coming on later on the channel. I hope Fijian Drua can get back. Would love to see them win for the first time, says Barry Green. And all right, I'm back, says it was James Gordon in there. Back, would love to see them win for the first time, although they have actually got a couple wins up against the Australian sides. They have actually been able to get a couple victories in the past, but it would be huge for them to be able to beat a New Zealand side. And we're leaving now. Says James, the George emoji looks like that lady that melted down when Trump won the election. Says over here also, we have got there going to be a good game very soon. Says Craig, and go Fiji, go. Got to do it in the last minute. So now it is a scrum feed off Falau Fakatava. So they made the sub from Aaron Smith to the youngster Falau Fakatava, who recently returned from his injury and will be hyped up for this game. And Fiji, it's a free kick to the Highlanders for a little bit of pre-engagement from, I believe it was Tawake there, where they've been pinged for being a bit too keen. Okay, Rotoi Rosia, I think they said. Who was that? They didn't mention. Rotoi Solia. He's actually come off the belt for an HIA, they have said there. And go the Fiji Drua, get 2 more tries. And there says Mark, that one has gone into touch. And they do want to take it quickly, and they do just that. Now Fiji, they've got another opportunity. It's kicked him behind. Good foot race. Talia trying to work out. Oh, that's cynical. He's actually pushed Hugh Renton into one of his own players. So I believe that could have been a penalty, but I don't think they noticed it. Just surprising, as you aren't really allowed to do a front arm push if no one is actually going for the ball. And did you say Highlanders? 1 mark. And it says Desla now. It's going to be taken very nicely by Connor Bisham. Oh my God, he's been broken. He got absolutely smashed. And now Habosi starting to run forward. The Fijian Drua, they can feel that 15,000. Get him behind them. That's a knock on. Oh, it's going back for the initial knock on. No, it's not. That's actually going to be the end of it. And you are a time traveler. And then also, I know Fiji losing and Geelong definitely. And also, who do you think will win Fremantle or Geelong? Take a wild guess, even though I know you don't really follow AFL. I like Geelong's name better. So I guess that one. And are you streaming the next game? I certainly am. We have got our next game that is taking place in a very short moment. And also we have got there supporting Fijian Drua all the way from Solomon Islands. And yeah, so what time is it in the Solomon Islands? Do let me know. I know that time zones with daylight saving all changed a little bit. And also the Mumbai Indians. And let's go Highlanders do it for the Kiwi teams. Currently the scrum feed taking place here. And it is going to be for the Highlanders about 30 metres out from the line. And this is actually only their second game in Fiji, they've mentioned, and they lost to the Chiefs in Fiji in 2018. So it would certainly be monumental for them to get a win in Suva, but the Fijian Drua will make it extremely tough to do. And some cool Tesla thanks from also. And they're now going to be passing it across. But Tuli Paya sees a gap. Great tackle from the captain, Derialangi. And like I mentioned, we haven't really seen him too much with the ball in hand, but off the ball, making tackles, he has been doing very nicely. Now, almost charged down for Falau Fakatava. And now kicked downfield, close to the touchline, sitting up nicely. And now only a few metres out from the line. It's going to be Habosi once again back in his pace. I see Mosisi Dawai has come off the bench for the Highlanders. And now Mitch Hunt on the halfway line. He's got Connor Bisham in support. Does the chip and chase. They are trying to make their way forward. It's taken nicely by Habosi. In fact, that was Tititella, who has now got some strapping on his head. I believe he might have had a cut a little bit earlier on. And the matchup now around the side, Ikanaveri, trying to make a couple extra meters for the Fijian Drua. We have got Go Fiji, Go, says Ruveni. Good tackle made. And currently they aren't really making their way too much further forward at this point in time. And now it's going to be put up high from Kurivoli. Waiting for this one to come down. It's currently on the halfway line now. Mitch Hunt across to Scott Gregory. And also we've got their Fiji systems. It's not over yet though. Don't panic because they have still got another 10 minutes left in this one and 5:10 p.m. in the Solomon Islands as well. Okay, so you guys are an hour behind New Zealand. Oh, that was good skill from Osisi Dawai, who was initially not going to be in the lineup. Instead, it was actually going to be, I believe James Lynch's is the name that they've taken out, and they have replaced him with Mosisi Dawai. Wasn't quite able to keep that one in the field of play. And Geelong 53, Fremantle 69, and 5 minutes left. Okay, so probably not the best chance for them. And as this rugby league says, Apatia, it is actually rugby union for this matchup. But the Fijian Drua, they are playing a very impressive game of rugby with the way that they're offloading the ball, keeping it alive. And then also rugby union says Ed and also Go Drua from Papua New Guinea. And there as well says nil. And go Fiji go, says Raveni. But yeah, anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We're going to be back for all of the Super Rugby fixtures that are coming up in the near future, and also all the way through the finals. We'll be covering every single matchup. So be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hugh Renton, nice pop pass after Thomas Umaga Jensen unable to find the offload. I should say now Marino Makele too, trying to step on the short side, 5 meters out from the line for the Highlanders. This is a good opportunity for them to try and go in for another try. Reece Marshall carries forward. The discipline needs to be on point here for the Fijian Drua, and it's been very good throughout this match, and I believe that could, that was almost a turnover for them. Now Josh Honeck trying to spin out. That is going to be the advantage for offside. Thomas Umaga Jensen sells the massive dummy, trying to break his way through the line, but Fijian Drua able to isolate him pretty quickly, and they're going back for the penalty tackle. Boys, are you hanging in there, Vanaka Drua? And then Fiji need to score, says Obi. They certainly do. And also go Fiji go. And go Fiji go. And there as well. And try coming soon, bro. Says Aman. There's a good chance that they might be able to get themselves over the line very soon. The Highlanders defense, Fiji. Although that's the thing. They're kicking for the corner, right? This is a massive moment because the Highlanders could have taken the 3 to have a 6-point lead. Instead, they have turned down the easy 3 as they want to go for the corner and try and get a little bit more of a lead. Penalty right here. What are they doing? They are kicking it for the corner. This is going to be a tough kick for Mitch Hunt, pretty much from in front of the posts. He has to kick it to the touchline, only about 5 meters out. And this is that case of don't get greedy. Make sure this ball finds touch, and it does just that. Great kick from Mitch Hunt, and now 5 meters out, they are going to have themselves the lineup. We have got Tosa Highlanders, Tosa says Johnny Blaze, and also some friends from Fiji. I support Fiji. And this is James, and also go Fiji go, says Raveni. Now the Highlanders, they are about to have another attacking line out. I see that they are making a couple changes here. It is going to be Onisi Ratave and also Kitioni Ratu, the 2 players who have just made their way out onto the field. And that is replacing Ravatamada. And also, I want to say it was maybe Upper Salome Vorte is the other man that went off. It has gone down now. Brilliant defense from the Fijian Drua. Currently, Hugh Renton has got this ball at the back, passes it off to Reece Marshall. Now short ball off to Fatuli Paya. They are getting close. They've dropped the ball, though. And now Fijian Drua have been able to take this ball back 5 meters out from their line. It looks like they want to go for a counter-attack. And that is risky from here. Upper Salome Vote, he is still out on the field, I do see. He has been wrestled down. And it seems like now this time they might consider going for the kicking option. No, they win the penalty. That is even better. They've taken the quick tap, though. Ratave's gone for it. And he's going to be dragged down, finds the offload. That is Fiji and Flair at its finest. Another offload up. And they are just keeping this ball alive. Salawa that time having a run. Now nice step from Fiji and Drua. They are sitting now 40 meters out from their line. And come on, Fiji, defend hard. And there, that's going to be nicely taken count of Fiji. As all still on the side of the Fiji and Drua. They can't afford to mess up this opportunity if they get themselves a try now. That's a loose ball. It's going to be picked up very nicely. Great acceleration for Upper Salome Vorta. He was pretty much standing still, then all of a sudden found that extra gear. Now Kitioni Ratu tries to go through. It's another offside advantage and a penalty for that as well. And it is going to be the penalty now for Fiji and Drua for the offside. Ratave wants it again. They're looking for the mark, and now they will not be taking it. Intercept, please, Drua, and whoever wins deserves it will be good. And now go Fiji, says Tesla, go Fiji. And now come on, Fiji, go Drua. And the chat is like, I'm a Blues fan, but I want the Highlanders to win. It's 8:15 p.m. in Rarotonga Friday night. And as I says David, so yeah, it is pretty awesome that we've got people from all around the Pacific Islands tuning into this live stream. It is hugely appreciated you guys all being here. And yeah, if you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button as we have got plenty more coming up on the channel in the near future. Also, if you do want to help us out, we have got the Kiwi Lads Sport channel where we post all of our previews of these matches. Be sure to hit the subscribe button over there. We're on the road to 850 subscribers. That is our goal by the end of the weekend. So if you do want to help us out, that is the link to take you straight to that channel. And be sure to hit subscribe over there. I'm from Sydney, but a Kiwi fan. Go Fiji, go says Main, and also go Fiji, says Sims. And yeah, and also too much growth for the Fijians, says Johnny Blaze and Highlanders. Should have taken the kick. Could backfire on them, definitely because they went for the risky option, although Ikanaveri, this is his first line-out throw of the day. And that was a bit wonky, but it has gone on the side of the Fijian Drua, taken nicely by the captain, Derialangi. And this is the moment to strike Fiji. It certainly is Ratave trying to step his way through. Nisi Ratave got back up to his feet, unable to make any meters though. Koravoli now off. You can hear the crowd in behind the Fijian. Salawa, good leg drive. But it is dragged down by Josh Honeck, who looks like he's hurt himself a little bit. Now it is going to be up in Salome Horta with a good carry. Just subscribe. And there says Opatia. So thank you very much. They hugely appreciate it. Now, going back, Kuravoli, recycled ball. This is looking good for the Drua. No, shut down once again in the back line. And for Tulipai with that rush defense, the Highlanders seem to have worked out that if they rush up, that seems to stop any chance of that quick offload coming from the Fijian Drua. But if they get it wrong, that's going to be try time. Tititella goes for the kick in behind. It might not have been the best option. And Falau Fakatava able to take it. Now finds the offload to Connor Garden Bishop. Now off into the hands of Max Hicks, who is driven sideways and backwards. It's coming, says Lamani. A nice one, Drua. Says Luke, and disciplined defence helps. And there, on disciplined defence helps, says Horner. And also, I can't read, said Thummer there. And also, we have got the what's the time left, says Sim. So currently, we are sitting with only 3 minutes left in this fixture. Do it, boys. Go, Fiji, go. Now, Frank Lamani. Well, sorry, not Frank Lamani. Falau Fakatava does kick it into touch. The Fijian Drua taking it quickly. It's a one-on-one. Onisi versus Marty. Oh, Marty Banks. And Ratave wins the foot race. Trying to step through Billy Arman. Found the offload to Kuravoli. It's a loose ball, but the Fijian Drua pick it back up. Joe Tamani. Another offload to Ratave. And this is just keeping the ball alive. They don't want to go to the breakdown. They have just gone down, though, now. Well, the Highlanders need the ball. They certainly do if they want any chance of being able to hang on to this one and keep a 3-point lead. But now, Fijian Drua, it's in the hands of Joe Tamani. A penalty here would take us to golden point, but I don't think that's what the Fijian Drua will be after. They will be after a win in front of their home crowd, trying to get straight on the ball around the side. Joe Tamani, the ball's been stripped by Fakatava. And now he is going to be kicking it as far downfield as he physically can. It might even be close to a 50-22, not quite. And it looks like they want to take this one quickly for the Fijian Drua. They decide against it in the end. They should have possibly. Yes, they do. They do take it. No, now they've said it's too late. Okay, both teams have 2 here. So because of that, it becomes a line out. They have said in 77 minutes, says Jeremy, come on, Fiji, fire hard. And then also it's been an intense game. It certainly has been. The crowd have had their money's worth for this matchup. And yes, Wana Navu, hopefully I've said that correctly. Wana Navu Drua. Maybe I've pronounced that very badly. Not too sure. But now Ikanaveri about to go for this opportunity at the line out time. He looks like he's trying to make sure that the gap is adequate for them to be able to throw this ball in. Sellout crowd of 15,000. They will lose. And then that one's going to be bouncing up, and it's in the hands of the Highlanders now. That might have been a knock on the ground. I believe that's going to be the Fijian Drua's ball. No, it's a Highlander scrum. They have called it as. And that will not make the crowd too happy there, but they've got 1 minute left on the board. And that's correct, says Sims. And up the lander, says Hunter. All of the Highlanders, they are standing on their feet. No one is sitting down. And the time is off as Reece Marshall has taken a bit of a bump, but this will be possibly the last play of the day. They do need to find a way of getting themselves the ball back here. So Bryn Evans just getting a little bit of medical attention on his spine. Reece Marshall, he jumped on that ball. And then Titetela, unfortunately, joining that ruck from the wrong side. Could have actually almost been a penalty against them there for playing that ball on the ground. And also we've got their Drua should be proud, even if they lose today. Exactly right. They have gone out there and they have fought in this matchup, which has been absolutely terrific to see. And, I mean, we cover all of their games. They are certainly improving week by week. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do in the next few weeks of the competition. Next minute as well. Says Obi on 1 minute to go. And it says MH2, it certainly is, but 40 seconds left now. And we are just waiting for the last opportunity. It looks like Aaron Smith is back out on the field, so I don't know what's happened to Falau Fakatama. Oh, no, in fact, he was just spraying himself on the sideline. For this game, come on, Fiji, make it count. And there says Main. And that's the thing. If they can go over now, the crowd, they won't be able to contain their excitement. 15,000. And I swear at least 12,000 of them are going for Fiji in this match, if not 14,000. And Geelong in full time, so close. Says Ed for that one and go Fiji. Says Tessa there as well. So 40 seconds left on the clock between these two sides. And it is a massive moment in this matchup. The scrum feed's going to be going down. It is an all-new front row of Josh Honick, Reece Marshall, and Daniel Leonard Brown up against Tawake, Ikanaveri, and also I believe it is Mele Tuni, who is out there on the field currently on the other side. And Lucia probably have got Fiji Drua getting better all the time. Exactly right. Like, give them 1 or 2 seasons. They will be a top contender in this competition easily, the way that they play. Ball's going to be fed in for Falau Fakatava. There's actually still another 30 seconds left in the clock. So they will have to use this one relatively soon. They've been told to use it. Marino Makele too, going off to the short side, trying to break through the tackle. If he gets himself a try, that will take away the bonus point of the Fijian Drua. Still 15 seconds left. I'd like to think they won't play negatively here, the Highlanders, but it looks like they are just going to close out the game. They are just waiting. That's the siren. They kick it into touch. And the Highlanders will win this game 27 points to 24. They were not willing to risk that last attack because that's the thing. If the Fijian Drua get the turnover in a breakdown, they can go the full length of the field for Naka Drua. Win or lose, we will support you. And they're exactly right. And that's the thing. In front of a crowd for the first time in Fiji in a very long time. The last time the Highlanders played in Fiji was 2018. So it's awesome to see these two sides back there. And GG's. And there says Sims. And also GG says Lord. And the Fijian Drua, they will get themselves a bonus point for this matchup. Go Highlanders. Here's Lachlan and also Draw very macho compaction. And there says Mark Roberts. But it was a great game of rugby. I know that we mentioned about it, win, lose, or draw. It's got to be Habosi as man of the match. He was absolutely phenomenal in this game, about 150 meters run. But the big thing is, second half came around, we hardly saw him, which I think was probably one of the big momentum shifters for the Fijian Drua, as they didn't really score too many times in that second half, other than maybe just the once into Drua. Says Asana there. And also Drua get the bonus point. Very good for a new franchise. Exactly right. I love this channel. You deserve more subs for sure, bro, says Mr. Lachlan. Appreciate you, mate. And yeah, it is hugely appreciated you guys all being here for this game. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to check out the Kiwi Lads Sport channel. As our other channel, we have got the like or the subscription goal over there of being 850 subscribers by the end of the weekend. If you do want to help us out, it is hugely appreciated. We post our previews, in which I did actually predict for the Drua to win by 6. So I was a little bit off for that one. And thanks for the commentary, says Sims. And we have got our next commentary coming just around the corner. And that will be for the Waratahs taking on the Crusaders. Point table, bro. Any ideas, says Aman, for the next live stream? I will have the points table all up and running so you can see exactly where everyone is sitting. But with the Highlanders winning that game, I believe, off the top of my head, one moment, I will quickly go here. And I'll see whether or not I can find the table for you. Where are we? We're here, Super Rugby Pacific. Currently on the table, the way that it is sitting now after that game, it is going to be the Highlanders. They have moved themselves up onto 9 points. So they are sitting in 10th. Fijian Drua are sitting there. Okay, no, that hasn't updated yet. But the Highlanders, I believe that will actually put them just outside of the top 4. For our nice commentary, bro, says Aman. And see you in Waratahs versus Crusaders. So we'll see you a little bit later on, mate. But Moana Pacifica, they are currently sitting at the bottom of the bunch. And cheers, awesome Collins, as usual. I see you guys at 7. Here's Tesla. So that is when our next game will be taking place. But for me, in this game, the Fijian Drua, they had more running meters. Defenders beat them. They beat 27 defenders in this matchup. They had 8 offloads, actually less of the same place. And there says Aman. So yeah, I don't believe they did, or I think they go above the Rebels at this stage. And very best video, says Mark. Do appreciate you as well, mate. But yeah, anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And also be sure to check out the Kiwi Lads Sport. I will quickly give you guys that number in terms of how many runs Habosi had. 5 penalties against the Fijian Drua. That is one of their best disciplinary games that they have had of this season, which is very awesome to watch as they are slowly improving. And that was one thing that a lot of people said. Once the discipline side of things does go down, the Fijian stock will go up. And that is exactly what they have been able to do. So unfortunately for Habosi, I mentioned how he had 130 running meters at halftime. Actually, 147 at the end of the game. So probably had about 2 or 3 runs in that second half. And that was definitely the big kind of turning point for them. Frank Lamani, he had a good game, got himself the try, and also 52 meters carried. And then, as you can see, Gilbert, Marino Makeli Tu'u, and then also Reece Marshall were the 3 try scorers for the Highlanders. So no bonus points for the Highlanders in terms of winning by 3 or more tries, but it was a bonus point for the Fijian Drua for being able to get themselves the within 7. So Lamani, Habosi, and Rivovo were the 3 try scorers. And Lamani scoring in the second minute was just a brilliant moment in this fixture. It was phenomenal. And the Fijian Drua, like win, lose, or draw, they deserved at least 1 point in this game, and that's what they were able to do. Scott Gregory, most running meters for the Highlanders, 71 he was able to make, and Connor Garden-Bishop, 54 meters carried. 2 defenders beaten, 1 clean break for that man. Looking through at the tackles, Dedi Alangi, the captain. I mentioned how we didn't really see him too much with the ball in hand, but he made 9 tackles, the leading tackler for the Fijian Drua, and then it was 11 for Fatuli Pai, the only man to reach double figures for the Highlanders as well. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Like I mentioned, we're going to be back for our next live stream in a very short moment. That will be the Waratahs taking on the Crusaders in about 30 minutes time. And cheers for the stream, Cuzzy. And there says Douglas, no worries at all. No, says Betty. And yeah, but nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. Be sure to check out that Kiwi Lad Sport channel if you do want to help us out, and I will see you all for the next one.